The Mazda 6 has been one of the top-selling mid-sizes in Australia for about a decade, and now they've launched this. This is the updated version of the current generation car. As you can see, they've made a few changes to the front end design, but it's what's behind the front end that's the big news. Mazda has shoehorned the 2.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine from the 7-seat CX-9 SUV into the 6. Now the 6 has always been a bit of a driver's car, so we're really keen to see how that engine goes in this car. Inside there are a lot of changes. There's a whole new dashboard, and the noise, vibration and harshness levels have been quelled through a number of new materials that Mazda's put into the car. We're really keen to see what this thing can do, so let's get behind the wheel and see if Mazda's got another winner on its hands. Mazda launched the current generation Mazda 6 in 2012, and it's been a consistent seller for the brand ever since, despite a bit of a downturn in the mid-size car segment. This latest update rolls into showrooms in June and brings a number of upgrades externally and under the skin. In terms of exterior design changes, Mazda has tweaked the front end, giving it a new grille, new bumpers and fresh headlight design as well. It's not a huge change, but it's enough to bring it bang up to date with some of the other models in Mazda's lineup, namely the CX-5. The 6 has always been a really smart looking car, and they've kept the silhouette the same as it was before, which is a very smart move. The big changes, however, come inside the Mazda 6, where Mazda has given it an all-new dashboard that's really modern and sleek and quite minimal. There are not many buttons, but the materials that they've used are really lovely. On the top grade Atenza, there are things like wood grain and ultra suede, which is a felt-like material. Mazda has also introduced all new seats throughout the cabin, and they've got more cushioning and more high-end material than before. There's an overall feeling of premiumness in the cabin, and it's to do with the materials and how they've used them. You can tell that you're not in a BMW, but it does still feel high-end. Like the model it replaces, the 6 is offered in 4 model grades: base sport, then touring, and GT and Atenza at the higher end of the range. They've kept the base pricing the same, so the 6 starts at $32,490 excluding on-road costs for the Sport 2.5 litre petrol sedan. The range tops out with the Atenza diesel wagon at $50,090. Pricing for all Atenza variants has gone up, but some of the prices have gone down in the lower variants. The 6 has always been big on value, and Mazda's thrown a lot more standard gear in it this time around. There's also some new safety gear with radar cruise control added to the iActiveSense suite of active safety tech. Overall, it's a really good value offering. Mazda has upgraded the 2.2 litre turbo diesel engine in the 6 and made changes to the carryover naturally aspirated 2.5 litre petrol engine. But the big news is the new 170 kilowatt, 420 newton metre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine borrowed from the CX-9 SUV. The engine is great, and while it doesn't offer blistering off-the-line acceleration, there's enough performance there for anyone to enjoy themselves. And combined with the Mazda 6's sporty chassis, it's a great car to drive. Punting it into a corner and you won't be disappointed. Safely, of course. Even on unsealed roads, the Mazda 6 didn't become unstuck. And on looser surfaces, it didn't skip a beat. The ride's always been pretty comfortable in the 6, and that's continued with this update. Corrugations and bumps are handled really well. Mazda's also worked hard to quell noise, vibration and harshness levels in the cabin. They've added insulation and other measures to ensure it's quieter. The Mazda 6 has always been one of the top picks in the segment, and the changes that Mazda have made to this car have made an already impressive offering even better. There's that cracking 2.5 litre turbo petrol engine, all of the safety features, value for money, it looks great and it drives really well. If you're in the market for maybe an SUV, we would urge you to reconsider and maybe have a look at something that's a bit more of a traditional passenger car like this, the all-new Mazda 6.